how does one actually clap? My own two hands and all the hands that are here will probably not be enough to express our admiration and our commendation of what the ED has given us so far, not just food for thought, but information on which we can act. And I can assure you that, okay, maybe not everybody has access to the back office like we do. A lot of the comments that are coming in the chat room are actually appreciative of the steps and the activities that the NEPC has lined up. Thank you very much, ED. We are aware that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step or a day, and Rome was not built in a day. I see a veteran co-warrior, Johnny Semede, is here, and I appreciate that. I just remember that people like John should be very happy listening to you, because for the past 25, 30 years, most of the things that we have been clamoring for, NEPC under your administration has already started implementing. And this shows that there is a future for Nigeria. And just like you said, when we were praying for God to take away oil, it's because we knew that Nigeria is blessed with so many more resources than oil. So we want to thank you. And I know that Lady K has more than her table full of questions and hands. And so, again, on behalf of the team, thank you, ED. And we are not losing focus of your generous offer to come back here whenever and if I'm very sure it is not if ever. Definitely from the outcome of this, we will be needing to continue this engagement. Lady K,
yes,
thank you very much. And I pass it back to you for your continued efficient moderation.
Thank you so much. What else can I say? You want to unpin him? Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Ezra. Yeah, thank you. If you can see the chat forum, it's on fire now with everyone clapping. If you have really enjoyed what he has presented, I want you to signify either by using thumbs up, by clapping, anything. Let's see you on the chat. If you really know you have gotten something from what he has presented for us today. And actually, I would say on behalf not only of the talking trade, I would say on behalf of the whole Nigerians, I would say thank you so very much, sir. This is really new for us in Nigeria to be able to relate directly with people at the helm of affairs and making yourself available over and over and over and coming up with new initiatives, new ideas. We are very, very happy to work with you. So we have a lot of, we have some people raising up their hands. We have many comments. Please, you can use the emoji to raise up your hand so I can call you to ask your questions or to make comments. You are free to make comments or ask questions. You have 1 minute each.
Yeah.
I'm starting with the first person I see, while I equally acknowledge some of our major media personnel with us now. We have GBKM-FM, is the local media in Canada, is here. We have Ngozi Ugo, Nigerian Canadian News, is also here. Thank you so much for attending. Ibrahim Aruna.
Thank you.
You are the first on the list.
All right.
Excuse
me. Yeah. Thank you, Lady K, for an awesome moderation. And also want to thank our convener, Mr. Femi, for this great initiative. And I can't express my joy and after listening to Dr. Ezra with a very great presentation. And so it just tells that when you put an expert in charge of something and allow the person and trust them to get the job done, they can do well and produce results that we're seeing. So quick question. The first one is looking at, the convener of this great organization is from Canada here, and a lot of us are from Canada. Sorry, the rest of folks have not been selfish. How soon can we get the export trade house here in Canada, which can serve the global, the Americas, the US, Mexico, and our neighbors here? It would be great to have it ASAP. And the second one is the quality of product. Every time I talk with Mr. Femi, we always talk about the rejection of our product, the reason behind it, the why behind it is because of the quality. And how can we ensure we bring experts to work with you? Like, we'll be glad to work with you to make sure we solve this problem. We know the problem. It can be solved. It's something easy to solve. That way, our product will not be rejected, and we can get our product out there in the international market. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to take one more so you can answer two people at the same time. The next person is, I see you as Abu Unda Ali. Abu Unda Ali, you can meet yourself and ask your question while Adiremi, okay, we get ready. 1 minute, sir.
Thank you very much for giving the opportunity. I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you. We don't have your
Okay,
video.
first of all, I'll say thank you to the executive director for his wonderful presentation. It's always a lesson learned for some of us. I work in the Ministry of Trade and Investment, and of course, recently I've been asked to go to South Africa as Nigerian Trade Commercial Council. So when you didn't give me the floor for the first speaker, I wanted to say the export house should come first to South Africa. So that will be the first person to discuss export house, especially the Southern African countries. But having said that, I don't know how to put it, but I think the NEPC is doing more than NEPC is doing so much. NEPC has high hands. In fact, just yesterday, I spoke to someone who said NEPC has helped her to improve the quality of her products, even the labeling and what have you. So I know NEPC is doing a lot, but I think the major challenge to most of these MSMEs has always been the regulatory agencies like NAFTA. So I think NEPC, you have to do I don't know how to call it, but there's the way you have to connect with NAFTA. You need to work together with NAFTA to ensure that what you are doing, your work is not being thrown away because of delay being caused by regulatory agencies like NAFTA and elsewhere. That is just one side. And then secondly, I think I also want to place emphasis, and I like what the ED said about going sector specific, like for example talking about tea, for instance. I like that approach. And I was also thinking in my mind, how can we also do like a competition approach to states? Let some state that has some product that is exportable come to NEPC, get the NEPC support, develop this product, and then send them out to the global market. I think those are my two quick ideas I wanted to share. And of course, to tell the ED that I am coming. I'm coming. And of course, Mr. Femi will lead the Abuja work to reduce our weight.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're going to allow Dr. Estraya to say something now. Thank you very much. Please unmute yourself, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. The few questions, at least two questions have been asked. Mr. Ibrahim Haruna, thank you very much, all the way from Canada. I truly appreciate your question. The question you asked is how soon can we get the export trade house in Canada going? We are working on that. That I can assure you. We are working on that to ensure that that Axis gets an export trade house. There were issues, it will have taken off, but there were issues concerning that. And so that's why it was kind of suspended for now, just suspension, but not completely jettisoned. So we are working on that, Mr. Ibrahim. You also mentioned the issue of quality of our products out there, and the bane of our non-oil export is the quality of our products, which is very true. And in what we are doing is, like I mentioned it earlier on, the issue of certifications. These certifications are done by world-renowned certifying bodies. Some of them are in Nigeria, some of them are abroad. We are doing that, and the essence is to improve the quality of our products. And Mr. Ibrahim, we are not close. Like I said, when I was talking, I didn't even know you were going to mention this. Like I said earlier on, NEPC, we don't know it all. We've never said we know it all. So if there are expert advice that people have on this forum and on any issue going to NEPC, that's why, in any case, that's why we're opening up ourselves to the public. By the way, for engagements like this, we're opening up ourselves to the public. We had a national conference. We're here, and on Saturday we're going to be at the parade ground. We're planning to take off or to organize some other sectorial conferences and exhibitions. We're open up. So if you have any idea, any expert opinion on any issue relating to NEPC, please feel free. After all, it's not about NEPC, it's about our nation, Nigeria. Thank you. Mr. Abu Nda Ali, thank you very much for encouragement, your words of encouragement and support. We truly appreciate you. And we can't wait to see you in South Africa. If given the chance, now you are passionate about non-oil export. If I have my way, I'll just make you one of our commercial desk officers in South Africa to just go ahead and do non-oil export than what took you to South Africa. Having said that, we've had several complaints, and it's actually in terms of other agencies, our sister agencies, so many other agencies impeding or a kind of their jobs or their regulatory work is actually affecting NEPC's mandate one way or the other. You bring up an exporter, you clean a child, you clean the child up, you say, okay, move. The child is restrained from movement due to one reason or the other. And so what we intend to do is we're going to engage NAFDAC on things like this. On Thursday, by the way, we're meeting Nigerian Shippers Council and NPA. This Thursday, we're having a meeting with them in Lagos, NPA. And these are some of the issues. These are some of the reasons we're having those meetings, to see how we can put up together, come together as agencies to improve our products and our non-oil export. And by the way, we are talking about the states. We have a program called One State, One Product. We have a program, we call it One State, One Product. The program is to identify a particular state or states with products that have both competitive and comparative advantage, and to ensure that we encourage them to produce those that particular product for export, not overlooking other products that state may be producing. Thank you. Lady K, over to you, please.
Thank you so very much, Doctor. So the next person now is Aderemi, okay, while Bosun Solari will be getting ready. Aderemi, please unmute yourself. If you can be on camera, that would be nice. If not, it's okay.
Good evening, Lady K, Mr. Femi Boyede, and our guest for today, Dr. Israel Yabusa.
Please, can you see my phone? So your 1 minute starts. Thank you.
All right, fine. Actually, I have like 4 or 5 questions, but let me just go to this straight. Sir, I want to know what is it that how is the relationship between NNPC and NAFDAC, and what is NNPC doing in relation with NAFDAC for Nigerian product to be listed on the Canadian Food Agency, so that all our packaged food will be easily accepted in Canada? That is one. Another thing I want to ask about the trading house in Canada and US, especially in Austin, Texas. Austin will be better for us. We can have a trading house in Austin, Texas that will serve most of the corridors of US and the North Americans. That is one. Thank you that you mentioned one state, one product. You can see that on this one state, one product, nothing has come out of it. Can we have a form of export plantations whereby what we plant here will be conformed to international standards, so that there won't be excess chemicals, excess fertilizers, so that once we are sipping it out, it will just go straight. Other things I've seen it across. Thank you.
Okay, you can go back to the queue if you have more. Thank you very much.
There is more. Thank you.
So go back to the queue. And Bosun Solari.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, ma'am. Please let me quickly just adopt the already established protocol so that I don't waste time. My first comment is to thank Dr. Ezra. When he made an appearance last month, he he actually asked for my issues and that I should write. I wrote him, and by today, even though they were planning for that conference, he's someone who says and does. They have written me that they are already intervening in the matter. I thank you so much, sir. Then to just ask for my intervention, then I want to plead with the CEO that new exporters should be added to those who go up for trade shows and exhibitions. Not trying to be, it's not jealousy, of course. I, we keep seeing that, I mean, so many names kept repeating and they go for these trade shows. New ones should be encouraged so that they too can get orders from outside. And to also say that more Lagos exporters should please be added to interventions, e.g. certification, trade exhibitions. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, over to you, Dr. Ezra. Please unmute yourself, sir.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, very well.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Aderemi, okay, thank you very much. Our relationship with NAFDAC is very cordial. We're two government agencies, very cordial. But we'll also tell you the truth that we need to deepen and strengthen that relationship further. That I can tell you, because, and that's the truth about it. But we have a very cordial relationship with NAFDAC. Trade house in Canada and US, I've answered that question before. We are working on it. And of course, like you said, the essence is to see how Nigerian product assess the Canadian market and other markets around that area. Okay, export plantations. The idea of export plantation is very key. It's very, very key. Also ago, I had an interview, a live interview with NTA, and we're talking about the oil palm. You are aware, of course, that palm oil has been banned for export in Indonesia. They banned palm oil for export. And of course, the reason was that the cost of the commodity was very high and high in the domestic market, and they couldn't have access to it in terms of purchase. So they banned export of that district. And so what I said and what I'm going to say is that let's take palm oil, for example. A liter of palm oil is about 700 naira, about 700 naira, 650, 700 naira in the market now. While a liter of fuel is about 167 naira right now. So look at this. You don't need an economist to tell you which product you should focus on. You don't need an economist to tell you that. And so we just need to scale up production on various areas. Once there's a deliberate and a sustained effort, I am telling you some of the things we are talking about will be a thing of the past. Come to think of it, if we scale up production in various areas, I am a disciple of value addition. But if we scale up production, even the raw materials, you can export it without feeling any distinct. So we just need to scale up production. The idea of export plantation is very key. But of course, you are aware that NPC has tried its best. We've been distributing seedlings to various exporters. A lot of people don't know that. Various farmers. And we organize the good agricultural practices training for them, and so many other things. That's what. And by the way, that is not our job. Actually, it's the job of another ministry or other agency. But we have to do that to ensure that we encourage non-oil export. Madam Bosun, thank you very much for your encouragement. I told you that they were just right. We're going to work on it, and I'm telling you, we're going to investigate and see what we can do. We don't want anyone to be shortchanged. We don't allow anyone to be shortchanged. We won't do that. Having said that, new experts should be added to exhibition. Yes, that's very true. As a matter of fact, if you ask my opinion, I would say that if you've attended our trade fair once or twice, we'll win you like a child. We'll win you and say, okay, you know what, you find your way. Let's onboard new exporters. But you see, the challenge we're having with new exporters is that their products. For every trade fair, we usually organize a briefing. I will inspect the products. If the products are not up to the standard of the market we are going to or the exhibition we are attending, we can't take that product. So that's why sometimes we have to fall back to the people that have the capacity or their product is up to the standard required internationally. So that's the challenge we have. In terms of while doing this thing, I'm asking the second question now. Honestly, madam, we don't discriminate whether, or we don't look at, or we don't out of this exporter is from Lagos, is from Zamfara, is from Kano. No, we just see every exporter as a Nigerian exporter. So once the advert is placed up there, please, since you're on this platform, it will be behoove on you to please encourage the Lagos exporters to apply. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Doctor. So the two people now will be Ngozi Ekechukwu, and after that we have Madam Elizabeth Nwanko. I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, Lady K, just before these two people come up, the comment I want to make are in direct relationship with what the questions and what the ED has just said. Talking about the relationship between NAFDAC and NEPC, the ED has already succinctly answered that. But it has to do with something ED and participants at the national conference. If you remember, in the session I moderated, the market access session, we just scratched on the concept of economic diplomacy, which time did not allow us to dwell so much on. This is where it becomes relevant. And it also has to do with a question that I think Ibrahim Haruna or somebody else raised earlier on now. So how does it work in Canada? As of today, if you were to export yam, no matter how well packaged it is, no matter how beautiful the carton is, if it is yam produce of Nigeria, CFIA, that's Canada Food Inspection Agency, will put a stamp on it, inadmissible. And every importer, every exporter of Nigeria, well, they both suffer. And Bamidele Ayemibo is on this, he's on this webinar. He is aware of what I went through when I imported a few things from Nigeria to Canada a year and a half ago. On the CFIA website are products deemed admissible from specific countries. There is not a single Nigerian food that is listed on the CFIA website as admissible. So if you bring yam that says produce of Nigeria, it is deemed inadmissible. You are asked to return it to Nigeria or you pay to destroy it. I incurred about $11,000 to get some of my products destroyed in a way that made sense to them in Canada. So how does it come into the relationship between you, Dr. Yakusak, NEPC, and NAFDAC? I met the DG of NAFDAC in a program in Atlanta, not Atlanta, it was in Florida about 2 years ago. And I engaged her and she seemed to be happy to work with relevant agencies. Now, this is where we can make the meeting of minds. And that's why during that session, I had indicated that I'll be discussing it in further details with you. I'm happy to work with you, NEPC, to initiate that economic diplomacy. If NAFDAC were to list one, let's say practically 20 foods that are staple of Nigerians in the whole of Canada, and agree with your product department at NEPC to have, just like you are so active and so commendably engaged in certification, to say that if yellow gari or white gari or gari Ijebu, those are the three qualities that come into Canada. This is an analysis sheet. And you both signed a letter, which I'm happy to draft, to Canada Food Inspection Agency. Through your collaboration, I know that through your efforts, NEPC is already collaborating with TFO, all of those things. So what is happening there? We are not reinventing the wheel. We're just harnessing the energies and goodwill that are already there for you, with NEPC taking the lead because by law, you are the one. I am very sure that we can get Nigerian products listed as admissible, and Nigerian exporters and importers will no longer find it a Herculean task. A lot of products that come to Canada that you find in Nigerian shops in Canada, they actually are taken first to America, where they are accepted because of FDA, and then they are trucked by road into Canada. I think this not only adds to the cost of bringing them in, it is a headache. So that's the issue of the economic diplomacy that I was talking about. And I hope that that also answers a lot of the anxieties that the participants have been expressed. Sorry, Lady K, I had to bring that in because of the time at which it was relevant.
In fact, it is extremely so relevant, and thank you for jumping in. We really need that, especially if I want to be selfish, I would say COVID-19 did something to us here in Canada. It glued you to Canada because you used to come and go, but you had no option than to stay. If only for us to be getting our yams directly from Nigeria, I think that would be something we can be happy about. Okay, so now I go to Ngozi Ekechukwu, and you can see my screen, so your minute will start now. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, and good evening, everyone. My name is Ngozi Ekechukwu. I manage Africa Agro Produce. Doctor, thank you so much for your presentation. I'm so glad. In 2019, I registered my company with NAPC, and since then I've benefited so much in terms of training. In fact, they advised me to attach myself to a senior company who has been exporting so that I can also learn the practical aspect of it. And I did. To the glory of God, this first quarter, I was able to export 50 tons of dry split ginger to the US. And Doctor, sincerely, my question now is that when I received the proceeds, the price was okay, although I bought the ginger when the price was high. But when I received the proceeds, because of the exchange rate or so, the proceed wasn't encouraging. I said, okay, I will make up with the EEG and the RT200. Only for me to go to your office to submit my documents for EEG, I was told that the people that exported since last year, they've not even collected their documents, not to talk of me that just finished my exporting now. I went to RT200 to my bank. They said I didn't add value. Honestly, I added value. I washed, I split, I sun-dry. I used about 30 to 40 women to process all this. Doctor, please, my question is, how can you help me, I don't know what that, to survive in this export thing? Because with the process I have, it's not encouraging at all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. The next person will be Madam Elizabeth Nwako.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Doctor, thank you, and Professor Boyede, because I cannot call you Mr. Boyede because I'm in public. I will always call you Professor. You are so versatile and so deep in this trade line. So you deserve that name. Good afternoon, everybody. I will just stand on what every other person has said in agreement with them and take it up from there. One, I want to talk about beans to UK. Just like Mr. Boyede just said, that some product has to be trucked to Canada from US. Beans has to be trucked out of Nigeria to go through another African country before it can go to UK. Since 2015, that is one. Help us to find solution to this. It is the beans that is still in most of these other countries are from Nigeria. And giving these beans to other African countries to process for us for export, it's like we are selling our employment. We are saying we don't have enough money for an average family to receive, where we should call women to come and pick beans for us. We take the beans to Ghana, we take the beans to other countries before they can get to UK. Please, it's high time we look into the problem. Maybe I'm sure you've been in the office, you know that some of us were involved in this matter since 2015. That is one. Two, the last sister that spoke about NXP, when NXP are registered, the essence of it is that you have all our documents, you have all our details that we have done movement of goods. And when it is time for you to remember us for good, you don't remember us. But I want you to know that if the repatriation of the fund was not done quickly, CBN will begin to chase after us as an individual company. So how come that the same CBN do not see our name again, that we have repatriated that fund and necessary support should be given to us?
Okay.
Yes, there should be a way out. If I've exported and went on through NXP, which means you have total documentation of that project. If the money is not paid back at expected time, CBN has enough documentation and they will write Oklambest and say your proceed is yet to come back.
Okay,
do you get what I'm
saying?
Yes. So when this proceed has now come back according to time, how come that CBN do not see it again on their list that the money has come back, that like this one was talking? Why?
Thank you. Okay, let's have the next person, Alhaji Adamu Campbell. You have 1 minute. Thank you. Please unmute yourself. I see Adamu Gambo. Are you there? You are muted, please. Okay, while we are waiting for him, let's go to John Isemide.
Hello, Lady K.
Yes.
Good evening, Lady K. Professor Boyede, let me borrow from the last speaker. Our able lady, thank you for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Though what I want to ask were asked by the previous speakers, but a kind of suggestion to the ED. ED, sir, I like your passion of the job. And then I like the way you are driving your team. I vividly remember your last comment on your team. They are public servants, but they behave as private sectors. I really appreciate that. Now, ED, sir, I would like to suggest, you know, we have some students studying abroad. Can we use them as ambassadors to market Nigeria, export-wise? That is one. Yes, and then secondly, I like your export hub, like the one you just commissioned in Cairo, and then the call for another one in Canada. But we need to be strategic. And strategic, I mean that we shouldn't just go into such ventures let's examine and assess our success in Cairo. So also maybe put additional hope again, then see what it is. But we should remember that that shouldn't be a government business. Let me put it that way. Yes, you have the passion, I believe you can do that, but I don't think so. This is something in the Nigerian culture that can continue. So can we make it more like a private driving venture? Thank you. Yes.
Thank you so very much. Okay, over to Dr. Ezra. We have enough now for him to respond.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Lady K, and thank you very much all the people that asked several questions. Let me start with Madam Ngozi Ikechukwu. Thank you very much for the kind words to NEPC. You said you registered with us since 2019, and NEPC has brought you up. You've attended several trainings, and you benefited so much for NEPC, and you gave the success rate of your business now to NEPC, and that's exactly what we do. You are not alone in this. If you ask, we have several success stories like that. Having said that, you were talking about how to help you in terms of value addition. I mean, EEG and the RT200. Let me tell you one thing, Madam Ngozi. The EEG, because we have a backlog, because of the backlog we have, I'm sure that's why they ask you to hold on your application. That does not mean your application is rejected. I mean, in respect of the EEG, you are going to, it's a matter of right, you are going to get what is due to you. It's a matter of right. So your application is not rejected. They just asked you to hold on because of the several backlogs we had. I had mentioned that before now. I also mentioned that the federal government, Federal Executive Council approved 357 billion naira as part of the EEG backlog. So that's just it. On the issue of you went to the CBN under the RT200, and you were informed that there's a processed ginger, for example, it's raw, it's not applicable. There was no value addition. That was the exact thing, or that issue was addressed at the national conference. Let me, if you permit me, with your kind permission, Lady K, I want to read just communique number 3 at national conference. They said the recommendation was that the categorization of products under the Central Bank of Nigeria's CBN RT200 initiative should be reconsidered to include products such as dry split ginger, hibiscus flower, etc., as semi-processed as against the current CBN classification as primary products. So, like I said, Madam Gozi, it's like they were thinking about you when they were actually, because it's the exact thing. That's the exact thing that's happening. And these are the issues we're going to see how we can address with CBN and talk to them about it. And that also answers Madam Elizabeth's question. The other leg of her question is our beings reject in UK. If you also had me in my presentation, I said we are making moves. We've identified some people and some regulatory agencies in the UK. We are going to visit there with other agencies like NAFDA, Quarantine Service. That's the part of the plans we had. I mentioned that in our upcoming events. We're doing that, and the essence is to see how we can find solution to reject, of Nigerian products, not only beans but other Nigerian products. Alhaji Adamu, thank you very much. Adamu Gambo, thank you very much. We're going to explore the possibility of engaging students abroad to be used as ambassadors. We're going to look at that. We're going to look at the pro and cons. As nice as that suggestion may be, as good as it may be, but of course we have to sit down and look at it and look at the pro and cons and see if that can be done. Of course, we are going to do that. Having said that, the export trade houses in Egypt, you said there's need for us to be strategic in our approach and look at the success story before moving on the other export trade houses. That is very true. That is very true. What we intend to do in the case of Egypt is we're inviting the owners of the warehouses in Egypt. They are coming here. They will come here. People managing that warehouse. They will come here to Nigeria, where they are going to interface with people in Kano, Lagos, and Abuja. We are going to invite our exporters so that they will talk to them and ask all the questions they need to ask. And by the way, the second leg of your question, by the way, in doing that, I want to assure you, I want to inform you that the export trade house was translated by NEPC. It is not run as a business by NEPC. It's purely a private sector affair. It's just like a PPP arrangement, public-private partnership arrangement between NEPC and the private sector. So it is not. It's just an initiative of NEPC, but it's not run. NEPC does not own the facility in Egypt. It is run by a private firm. The Nigerian company here, it's a Nigerian company. It's a private firm. So we're just trying to facilitate it, and that's one of the key things we do as NEPC. Anything we can do to facilitate trade and facilitate export of our products, we are going to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Doctor. Dr. Omolara Akonji, you have the floor while Adeyemi Mufola gets ready.
Thank you, Lady K. Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Ezra Yakuza. Thank you very much. I just want to re-emphasize the need for sustainability of all these programs and projects that we are handling, because I know that we have this the unfortunate situation of policy somersault. If you leave the desk now, somebody else will come and revert all these things that we are putting in place. So we need to look strictly on the sustainability of all the projects and programs that we are talking about. In terms of private sector led, you talked about that, because I was of the view that you are in the regulatory dimension, we should encourage PPP to be part of what we are doing. And the third point is on the supervision of our export goods, because we need to have export supervision team, both in domestic in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. We used to have export supervision group in the past, and I think they were disbanded. we need to have them because they know what the quality they want to have. They will inspect it here. The inspection will happen in Nigeria before it is taken over to wherever the commodity is being exported to. So we need to look at that again. How do we go about? In terms of inspection, I will advise also, in addition to NAFDAC, that we should also see SON. So they are also very relevant.
Okay.
And you have mentioned trade facilitation, and that is what custom is supposed to be helping you to do as a regulator too. Thank you very much, Dr. Ezra. I'm very grateful. Thank you, lady.
Thank you, Dr. Akoshi. Next person is Adeyemi. I see Adeyemi. I don't see the remaining of the name. Adeyemi Mufola. Please. Can you pronounce your name?
My name is Adeyemi Mufola Shole Adeniji. I'm the MD CEO Starlink Global Nigeria Limited. Thank you very much. I only want to suggest something to the ED. We are very lucky because this has been somebody who has been working with NEPIC, Nigeria Special Promotion Council, before he became the ED. So he understands all the issues. My advice, sir, please, and this is very urgent, you need to organize and very urgently the critical stakeholders meeting. There are lots of things that I've had on this platform. I was not even aware of it. Somebody just sent the link to me and said there's something like this going on. And I've been trying to have an opportunity. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend the conference.
30 seconds more.
You said what?
30 seconds more.
Okay. I was supposed to be the lead panelist of the conference, but I couldn't because I traveled. I think I'm only trying to see if it can be done very urgently. There are pyramids of crises that is likely to negatively impact the export process in Nigeria. So it has to be addressed very urgently. CBN is one of them. And the other ones are the ones that already I think he knows about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for keeping to the time. Please, once you hear the beeping, that means your time is over. Thank you so very much. Okay, please, let's take one more before Doctor answers. Bamidele Ayemibo, you are next.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Very clearly.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Congratulations on the National Export Conference. And thank you for writing the foreword for my book. I'm using the opportunity to appeal to you to see how you can help. The effort of NEPC is great, but it will be great also to ensure that people don't start unable to export one or twice and also unable to export afterwards, which have been my findings in the research I did, which was why I wrote that book. We are trying to get that book into the hand of as many people as possible, free of charge actually. But we don't have the resources to print as much copy as possible. And that's why we are appealing to see if we can get NEPC to help so we can get the book into the house of thousands of young exporters to be able to know what they need to learn and know before they even start the business, so we can avoid or reduce dropout out of export business. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Omolara, Dr. Omolara gave us, what she said was more of suggestions, most of them, need for sustainability, the PPP arrangement, need for export supervision team or group, and some should be on board. These are all suggestions that we're going to look into, and we'll see what we'll do in respect of that. And Mr. Adeniji, he suggested the need to organize a critical stakeholder meeting. I actually thought the national conference was that was the idea. And by the way, we invited him because we know he's a stakeholder and we know how key he is in the export value chain. So we invited him, but unfortunately he traveled out. He sent his apologies and he traveled out. But having said this, Mr. Adeniji, if you can send me a chat, let me appreciate where you are coming from in terms of to organize a critical stakeholder meeting You just send me a chat and or we talk and let me understand the conceptual framework of what you are talking about. Why not? We can do it. We don't have a problem with that. Mr. Bamidele, thank you very much once more for your kind words and encouragement. Um, yeah, you wrote to us, and in respect of your book, I call your book the 15 P's. 15 P. We're considering your application, and we'll get back to you. And of course, is going to we're going to look at it and we'll get back to you. Of course, it's going to be a positive response, but then the quantum of it, honestly, I wouldn't know. But we're going to get back to you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Doctor. Johnny Semede, is it Jonas Semede or Ademeyi? I got
My name is Johnny Semede.
Okay, you sent a message. I didn't understand.
No, you called me later. You called. Let's forget about that. My 1 minute.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't need long introduction. Femi Boyede is a twin brother, and the ED has been on the same page with me for almost 30 years. I am a grandfather of this business, and based on what he has said, in line with the presentation of the ED, this is the time for hand-holding. And those of us who have been in export for over 3 decades should not disappoint this country or not support the ED. Looking at the upcoming events, on Thursday, the ED promised to be in Lagos, and we will join him because he is doing it in such a way that I'm not alone. I am working for you, I'm working for people. He is the one managing the chain, and we are the players. Even if we are old, we still have a lot of things to contribute. On the area of export houses, that is the way to go. That is how the Unilever of this world, the UAC and all that came, building chains like the Chinatown concept. We have all the ideas. And funny enough, why export is not going the way as expected is that we are not training people using models. We cannot love people in yam export with those in cement and all that. All this I have put together. On the area of rejection, the document is still fresh in NEPC. I work on that program with Eziago. On the Nigerian side, with the MDA, we have completed our job. What is left now is for people like Boyede and all that to link up us with the international community so that this rejection and certification will be a thing of the past. Finally, the ED, I promise you that I have put a lot of books in place which you have seen. We have to add from other stakeholders from Yembo and Co. to be on the same page, because what we see in seminar and workshop, people don't even want to read. They'll say, just tell me the market where I will export. This book is for beginners. Those who have attempted and burned their fingers. Those who are managing, professionals and investors. So we are certainly behind you. Look at the caliber of people. We are the elders, we are the grandfather, and we are watching your back. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. I'm going to take the last 2 people. This one says TechnoSpark 4. Please, can you identify yourself? You have your hand raised up. Oh my God. TechnoSpark 4. Please, what's your name, and can we have you on the screen? Okay, I go to Aderemi. Okay, Aderemi. Okay, please.
Once again, thank you, Dedike, for giving me this opportunity. So I don't want to waste my 1 minute, but I have to say thank you to NNPC. So back to my questions. As I was saying earlier, thank God that Baba Isemide have spoke about it. We need hand-holding, and we need that international partnership. So far, so good. We thank Mr. Boyede for what he has been doing and what we continue to be doing. I was at that conference. I heard what other resources president are saying when he talked that he's ready to give his service for free. And others are saying, at the back, after I finished his presentation, they made him ask that, why do you have to say that it's free? They have tried labor of fighting, but he knows what it is for Nigeria. So I want to appreciate him for that. And on this handling project, please, NNPC, we really need it. We really need it. Please, it's very, very important for we upcoming exporters. And we thank you for these certifications that we have enjoyed in terms of export development grant and other things, please, we hope and we pray that it will continue that way. And number two, please, just like what I said earlier about this export plantation, it's very, very important that Nigerian Ministry of Agriculture, CBN, and NNPC work hands in hand. We have a gap in terms of machinery. We have a gap in terms of good seeds.
10 more seconds.
So please, I don't know how we are going to match all these things together so that we can be competitive with other exporters in international water. Thank you very much. Thank you, NNPC.
Thank you. We go now to Obodo Okechukwu Sunday.
Hello, good evening all. Can you hear me?
Yes, we are
Hello,
here.
good evening. Yeah. Please, thank you very much, Lady K, Mr. Femi Boyede, and his team. Thank you also to Dr. Ezra. We have seen how you have been doing. You are doing excellently and perfectly, so to say. Please, I just want to ask two questions. One, I need to plead, please, those of the SMEs that were rejected in last year's EDC fund or grant, please, can you also remember to carry on the project or the process so that some of them will also be taken this time around? Also, please, NEPC, seems that you are carrying the load only on your
We can't hear you again.
Is there a way you can bring in, because it seems that in some states, I don't know whether they are in tune in what's in your program. I don't know whether they know actually what both the CBN policy and the federal government policy on export is. I'm kindly begging that bring in governors and local government chairmen into trying and find a way to bring them in so that they will key into these things, because they are, especially local government chairmen, they are the first center for population in this country. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Yakusek. You're on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, I just did that. Thank you very much. I'm so happy and I'm elated that I mean, with the kind words being given to NEPC, not me as a person, but NEPC and the NEPC team. Mr. Adamu said, and I will repeat here again, that NEPC staff, we are one of the best. And I will say that anywhere, because, hey, I've been working here for about over 30 years. I've never had an exporter or anybody, or even a contractor saying his file was hidden. I'm not aware of it, honestly, because we don't take kindly to those kind of things. So, but unlike what happened or what is being said about other ministries or parastatals, no, there are some minimum standards that we operate here in NEPC. And so our staff are top notch to the best of my knowledge. Now, having said that, so I thank him for that. Having said that, Mr. John Esemede, of course, nobody can dispute the fact that you are the grandfather in this business, and of course, you have earned your place. And you have earned a niche in that area. You are Mr. Boyede and a lot of other people. And so, honestly, we are going to rely on your wisdom, your suggestion to ensure that we move this country forward in the area of non-oil export. So, like you said, thank you very much for watching my back. Thank you very much for watching our back. Mr. Adelemi, okay, what you mentioned is what I mentioned earlier on, the need for hand-holding. It's our upcoming event, which I said that. And so we are in tune. And of course, the export plantation that was mentioned, we're going to look into it and see what we can do to take that off. So thank you very much. Mr. Obodo Okechukwu Sunday, you said the SMEs they were rejected or they were not qualified. They were actually not qualified, not that they were rejected. They are two different things. They weren't rejected. Applications were screened, and there's what we call the criteria that was used for picking up people for granting such grants. But then most people that did not, live up to that expectation, where the applications were actually they weren't qualified. So the question you ask is that what happens to the next set. Of course, if we are doing an impact assessment program of the program, that's the EFP, we'll give it to government if they are kind of magnanimous enough to give us more funds towards that. Of course, we'll apply it. We can't apply it to ourselves. It's meant for you people. And so, of course, we'll apply it adequately to you people. Having said that, you say some states, especially local government, that they don't know much about our activities and how to key into non-export. You are very correct. You are very correct. We're already working on jingles, especially in view of our export survival campaign. We're working on jingles that will hit every local government and every state in radio and TV stations. The idea is just to see whether we can bring up the export consciousness in those areas. And by the time they hear it, they will ask questions. And by the time they ask questions, they will be led into export business. How will they export if they've not had the word? Thank you very much.